Senior Pastor at Knox Presbyterian Church, and our theme for this Advent season is, "Oh come, let us adore him." Jess and I just returned recently from a trip and got back in the evening, and the next morning we were on a walk, and she recognized at that point that she hadn't turned her phone off airplane mode. At the moment that she took it off airplane mode, all these texts started coming in. She goes, "Maybe I should put it back on airplane mode." Like, yeah, that's not a bad way to kind of manage some of your time during the day. Just, sorry, can't talk, I'm on airplane mode. And I think that there is a desire sometimes to like manage the information and all the communication, and sometimes it gets to be overwhelming and we would just want to kind of detach. But when I look at the story of Esther, there was an experience where she did kind of detach. She saw her older cousin Mordecai mourning at the gates of the palace. He would come by every day to remind her that she wasn't in that place alone. She was in a position of power as king, and yet he kept her kind of grounded to the reality of her people and then to the danger that was facing her people. And Mordecai brought to her this information, what was really happening. And at first she just wanted him to get his act together. Just pull yourself together because you look like you're a mess. You're mourning. You're in sackcloth and ashes. You're going through all the experiences of grieving. Didn't know what it was about until she heard the story. And in listening, she could then discover what her part was in trying to relieve the suffering of her people and the danger to her people. But she had to kind of take the airplane mode off to actually receive the message that was there for her. So I wonder, what is the message that we may not want to hear? What are truths that we are avoiding? What are pains in our own lives or in our family's life or in our community that sometimes we just don't want to deal with? And for all those moments when we actually do listen, it's important for us to actually let God provide us with the wisdom that we need to face the challenges that are ours and know what our part is in addressing the pain and facing the challenge, and sometimes inviting people to pray on our behalf for the challenges that we're facing so we're not in it alone. Some of these challenges are just too great to go through alone, and we don't need to go through them alone. And so we first of all listen. We ask a community or caring people to pray on our behalf. And then we step in from our place of worship and reverence to God and trust in God into some pretty challenging situations to bring the peace and the love of God to someone who may not even know about it. Oh, come, let us adore him. Come, let us journey together in our ways of worshiping and honoring God and being a part of God's healing work in our world today. Remember, you're not alone. God cares for you, and so do we.